Hey guys, welcome to part one of our series, Perspectives. The reason we're doing this series is because over the last week, my perspective on faith, among other things, has really shifted. It's grown in terms of my understanding of what it is because our family has been through a somewhat trying time. My middle daughter, 9-year-old Savannah, who has an undiagnosed genetic condition, was in the hospital for 4 days. It was a surprise. It's the first time in 9 years that's ever happened. She's been in the hospital before for planned surgeries, but never, for something like this. And the main culprit was low oxygen levels. So she is now home. She's on an oxygen tank. She's on an oxygen monitor. But, we still have a lot of questions to get answered, and we don't know if we'll find the answers. There's been a lot of questions we've had in her because it's an undiagnosed medical condition, right? So there's a lot of questions we have that haven't been answered. But here's the specific example. So this past week, I'm taking care of our two daughters here. My wife and Savannah are in the hospital 2 hours away. And I'm just saying to God, I want to have faith, but I don't really feel like I have faith. And God goes, but faith is not a feeling, Billy. So if you want to have faith, that's the same thing as having faith. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound like faith to me. He said, that doesn't sound like faith because you're still measuring it based off of if you feel it or not. But if it was a feeling, your faith would go up and down all the time. Faith is not a feeling, it's a wanting. And I said, well, isn't it not a wanting? Isn't it more of a deciding? Like, you know what, I don't feel it, but I decide to. And he said, well, no, but that's still based on feeling because how do you know you've decided to? Well, I guess I know I've decided to if I feel like I do. Oh, well, there we are. We're right back to basing it on a feeling. He said it's not even based on a deciding to. You can decide to want it, but you can't decide to have it because, first of all, faith comes from God. It is a grace-given gift, right? It's given by grace. It comes from Him, right? We can't earn it. We can't conjure it up. We can't, strain hard enough and have it, right? And it's also not feeling-based. So how do I know if I even was really deciding, if I was genuine in my decision to have faith? What if I say, I decide to have faith? Oh, I have a little doubt. Oh, God, I decide to have faith. So it can't be based on any of those things. So God goes, as long as you say, God, I want to have faith through this experience, He goes, then you have faith. So how do we connect these two perspectives? Well, first of all, my perspective on faith shifted right there, where I went, wow, look at that, God. I've now seen more, I've understood more about faith because of this experience that I've walked through. Well, here's the other part of it. When we walk through experiences in life, whether good or bad, it's like a treasure hunt. Okay, or it's like we're digging in the ground looking for diamonds. We got to go through a lot of dirt to find the diamond. It's like we're on a treasure hunt, right? We've got to go through, have you ever seen that movie National Treasure with Nicolas Cage? Okay, we watched it recently with our kids. It's on Netflix if you want to check it out. But the bottom line is he's got to go through a lot of dangerous things. There's a lot of exciting things that happen. There's a lot of scary things that happen. He's got to follow the map and the clues and all this, but he's looking for a treasure. Here's the deal. In our life, if something bad happens, we can look for the treasure. And a big part of that treasure will be our perspective that grows and shifts. Now, listen, I want you to understand this because this is also something that I've learned through this experience. If I have a certain amount of knowledge in my head, so here's the knowledge right here. This is what I've got right over here. Then I add more knowledge, It's not like 1 + 1 = 2, okay? I haven't only just added knowledge. Anytime I have knowledge, but I add knowledge, that knowledge does not just get added. It colors, it influences the knowledge that already exists in there. Does that make sense? So you're going to change the whole ecosystem of your perspective and your understanding as you add knowledge and experience, knowledge through experience in your life. I mean, that's the treasure, that your whole ecosystem is going to change if you'll allow it. Now, there's a lot of people who really, closely guard the ecosystem of their mind and their understandings and their beliefs and where they stand on the issues and how they understand God and all these things. And they're just not going to shift. They grew up one way and they're not going to shift, and that's fine. I'm not railing against that now. What I'm saying is, as you go through these hard experiences in life, or good ones, and we'll jump to that in a second, as you go through these hard experiences in life, you can say, God, this is hard. You can cry tears. My wife, Yin Ling was crying some tears this morning. I gave her a hug. I mean, I felt like crying tears too, and it was hard, right? This has been hard. So it's going to be hard. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is there's treasure you can find. And one of the treasures I found was this new understanding of what faith is. And I go, wow, God, wanting to is the same as having it. And that's just a gold nugget for me in my life. I'm going to hold on to that forever. Let me quickly hit on, a good experience. You can get a promotion in your job, and you can either respond to that with no new perspective, and you can go, yep, always knew I was awesome. I am totally awesome. Look at me, got a new promotion. Or you can go, in a humble attitude, you can go, wow, God, thank you so much for kind of orchestrating. And I can look back in my perspective. I can see, I didn't know this was going to happen exactly, or I certainly didn't know 5 years ago, this is where I was going to be. But now I can look back and I can see how you arrange these different things, and I can see your faithfulness. I can see where that thing that I thought was bad, you meant for good. That thing that I thought was hard, you used it to kind of promote me up to this place I'm at now. Now that I can add this new experience, this knowledge, this new perspective, it colors the entire ecosystem. It shifts the way I think. And now I see that you are a God who can take what I thought was bad and make it good. Now I see that you're a God who's faithful. Now I see that you're a God who provides every single time. So my point is, as I have gone through this experience and we're continuing to go through this experience, I am saying, yes, it will be hard. Of course, it'll be hard. Or when it's good, it'll be really good. That's great too. And you should celebrate. You should pat yourself on the back and receive the compliments and say thank you. But we can also see it as the treasure hunt. We can also go through it. We're going to have to dig through some dirt. We're going to go through some pain. We're going to go through some ups and downs. But if we look for the perspective shift, if we look for the new knowledge, if we look for the part that God wants to bring in to show us more of himself and who we are in relation with him, that will shift our ecosystem, and we'll live out of that experience in a totally new and empowered and an exciting way. So that's my encouragement for you in our part 1 of our series on perspectives. Thank you.